Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Xiaoxia Gong. I'm a doctoral candidate in sociology at Harvard University. I'm here to testify in favor of President Bush's proposal for the unconditional renewal of the most favored nation status to China. Since 1974, I have been an activist in the democratic movement and once a political prisoner myself for a whole year. And many of my close friends are still in jail now. My personal experiences give me every reason to see that the regime responsible for a massacre does not go unpunished, that its human rights agenda be fully addressed. I know as well as, if not better than anyone else, how the human rights situation in China is in urgent need of improvement. I also have a clear notion of what is the most appropriate way to help improve that situation. And my notion does not square with revoking the MFN status to China. The Economist has already made abundantly clear that how MFN can help the development of the private and export-oriented sectors in China, especially in those coastal areas that are, relatively speaking, politically liberal and economically autonomous. I myself is a Cantonese. I understand that quite well. I would like to emphasize here that it is precisely those sectors and those areas that are playing a key role in quickening the difficult transition from the state-controlled economy to a free market economy. Economy, however, is not the only issue involved with the renewal of MFN. A new economic force is attended by political consequences and ideological implications. My country needs cash growth as any nations do. She needs more such craft values as democracy. The economic openness in the 1980s has brought the spirit of democracy. It worries the hardliners in China. If the hardliners need to worry about the consequences of a more open economy, let us make sure that the consequence we are talking about does become reality. If MFN is going to do any good to a more open economy, which means a weakened central power, let it do it. Absence of human rights is only possible when power is wielded by a tyrannical few. Dissenting voices are suppressed only when there is a lack of political diversity. And the lack of political diversity is often an outcome of the underrepresentation of diverse economic forces. Decentralizing the power and pluralizing the country, we will have a China less susceptible to tyrannical will and more receptive to a better human rights situation. Let China join the international community. Let her be a club member so that more international surveillance is possible, so that whatever she does has to reckon with the pressure from the international community, so that universal justice has its reach in the Far East. A country's isolation is its potential tyrant's ideal and its populace nightmare. Had it not been the past years' economic openness and consequently more international visibility and exposure to the international media, the world would hardly have known the full horror of the Tiananmen Square. It is somewhat ironic that the hardliners in China have put the whole case more lucidly. Recently, a hardliner and party ideologist, He Xin, has seriously warned the party leaders against what he called American evil infiltration in the guilds of Sino-American trade and the imperialistic scheming in the noiseless sabotage of China. His warning has had its echoes among some senior officials who are only too glad to exploit the occasion to close China's doors to the world. The choice of complying with the or frustrating the hardliners' design rests on our hands. Revoking MFN, we please the hardliners. Extending it, we embarrass them. Here lies precisely the reason why I oppose the conditional renewal of MFN. The hardliners have already indicated that they may reject MFN upon the slightest provocation should there be any such conditions. The issue now is not a matter of supporting the Chinese government or not. Rather, it is a matter of which faction within that regime do we favor more. By the renewal of MFN, the United States will send a positive message to those who advocate further openness and economic reforms in China. Finally, I would like to deliver a message from our reform-minded friends in China by quoting one of them. The ultimate beneficiary of MFN, he says, is not the present repressive regime, but the Chinese people fighting for democracy. We are concerned not only with the present China, we are also mindful of the future China. Thank you.